everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be discussing how to study. My name is Brittany and I am currently a senior at University of Michigan. I am studying biological science and I will be walking in April. This is my little brother Darius and I'm going to let him introduce himself.
I'm a recent graduate of the University of Michigan Dearborn campus. I am a criminal justice major with a minor in African and African American studies. Before that, I got my associate's degree at Henry Ford College in criminal justice.
Studying is not always fun. However, failing is not fun either. So what you need to do is first, put the cell phones away. Put the cell phones away, cut the TV off, even put your laptop up and study with a physical book. We all know how distracting a cell phone can be. That text message come through or that phone call come, and before you know it, you have wasted a whole day and you got no studying done at all.
Along with that is finding a quiet place. Whether that's the park, like the third floor of a library, a quiet dormitory, somewhere where you know that you can literally cut yourself off from the outside world so you can get accomplished what you need to study.
Next, make sure you are taking notes when your professor is speaking. I know you may think that you can just sit there and listen, but if you can, please take notes, because when you're studying, you will definitely want to be able to look back at those notes.
Also, you want to know what type of learner you are, whether that's like visual or logical. And for me, I'm more of a hands-on type of learner, so obviously I didn't expect like my criminal justice professor to pull out a gun and shoot somebody and show me that was a murder. But for me to like visual, I would say like hands-on, more like flipping the pages of a book versus turning the screen on a laptop or computer.
Next is flashcards. I absolutely love studying with flashcards. I put all of my content on it and I go back and I study later. You should know this content frontwards and backwards, literally. If one side says, what color is the sky? And the other side says blue, no matter what side your flashcard is facing, you should know what the question is and you should also know what the answer is, regardless of what side it is on. Also, you can play a game with your flashcards. Maybe play a matching game. And flashcards are really good when you don't have anyone to quiz you. You can study with yourself with the flashcard.
Yes. Also, if you may have to ask your professor if you can record them. Recording the classes for me was very pivotal in my graduating, because at times, you know, you're in the class, if you're catching up on a different assignment, if you can record that class, you're physically there, but mentally you're not. So recording the class allows you to go over those notes, over what the professor was stating, but be mindful of your professor's rules if you are allowed to record or not.
Next, make sure you're eating properly. Maybe grab a snack while you're studying, because the last thing you want to do is be hungry, because I know how distracting it can be to be hungry. You're sitting there trying to study, but your mind is on food. But don't eat too much. We all know how you can eat too much and get that itis, and next thing you know, you haven't studied at all because you're going to take a nap. So definitely just eat a light snack while you're studying.
Also, allow yourself to kind of desensitize. You want to take a study break. So if you're going at those books for 30 minutes straight, take a 5-minute break. We know that we asked you guys to put your phones away to give you the best opportunity to study, but maybe after 30 minutes of like hardcore studying, you could give yourself a break, see what's going on, take a walk, but give yourself a little 5-minute break to kind of unwind. You don't want to turn into a robot to where you're just flipping pages and writing stuff down, and then you're subconsciously not even there. So give yourself a break, 5 to 10 minutes, and then get right back at it.
Next, make sure you're studying days ahead of your exam. You don't want to have the exam the next day and you think you're going to cram all this information in, because 9 times out of 10, you're not really learning that information. You're studying it for the moment, and also you may not even be studying for the moment, because once you hit that exam, you're going to be sleepy, and next thing you're going to be saying is, oh, I didn't study at all, and you pretty much completely forgot everything you just tried to cram in the night before. So days ahead is definitely key.
Also, group study sessions are pivotal. I know for me, you know, I'm a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and every Wednesday at my campus we have study halls where it's open to the public, and you can just literally come in the library, and we're there, a bunch of guys and gals, of course, studying. And then even along with that, you know, find organizations on your campus. The Black Student Union at my school, every Tuesday, they used to have study sessions as well. You can link with them, or just your friends. You know, if you're on the campus and you see some guys or gals or whatever, you know, hey, I'm going to the library, and you can link up.
Make sure that you make studying fun and reward yourself. That way, once you reach that goal, maybe if you were going out to eat later, you can now go out to eat, or if you want to go shopping, just make sure it's fun. It's not so dreadful and boring where all you're doing is, like my brother said, flipping through pages. Reward yourself at the end. Let yourself know that you have reached this goal and now I can reward myself.
Have others quiz you as well. If you're doing those group study sessions, you can have someone that may be almost done completing the task, have them kind of go over some stuff with you. Or like you said, when you're alone, you can study with the color-coded flashcards and you can do it on yourself. Or, they have outlets like Quizlet to where you can plug it in and it can create electronic flashcards for you. And last, you want to make sure you get enough rest when you're preparing to study. Sometimes if you're crammed in, you may have a few, I know I did, all-nighters. All-nighters can be helpful if you're doing something on the last minute, but they also can burn you out, and you don't want to get caught up to where, like the worst of the worst, you take a nap, or you think you're going to take a nap, and you wake up and now it's 2 o'clock. So if you've missed the exam studying, 24/7 for something that you thought you were trying to do. So you want to make sure you give yourself enough rest and go at it.
And lastly, don't just memorize the content. Make sure you fully understand it. You should be able to take whatever material that you're studying and teach someone else. Maybe go grab your mom or dad, grab a friend and say, hey, can I show you what I'm studying? And be able to explain it as if you're the teacher and they're the student. That's how you know you truly understand something. And now Darius will be explaining how to study and prepare for the LSAT.
Ooh, for all of you who are taking that journey down the LSAT or even the MCAT, or you're studying for prep tests like that, if you have it in your budget, I would honestly say take the prep courses, whether it's like Kaplan. I don't want to give anybody no ads, sponsorship, no free sponsorship, but man, if you got it in your budget, those classes, they can be costly, but they are definitely worth it. Do note that if you do purchase one of those classes, don't think this is a guarantee. You still have to do the due diligence and put the work in to get it. Me, myself, I've done a mixture of both with the self-taught classes from PowerScore books and also taking the online prep classes. A good friend of mine, she's a recent graduate from Michigan State Law School, and she told me that the prep books were best for her, and I took her advice to heart, and that's kind of the way that I've been doing. Also, you're going to want to plan to spend at least 4 to 6 hours a week for about 3 to 4 months before you're going to actually take the test. You get the dates yearly, so you know which one you plan on doing, and if that's truly what you want to do, register for it in a timely manner, and then give yourself that allotted time to study for it. You're going to want 4 to 6 hours a day because it's very taxing, and for those of you who are beginning to study for it, you can see that it's kind of confusing if you allow it to be. Honestly, once you get to studying, it'll start to be more smoothly, but you still will never have it. So it's great to have books and online prep classes. Another note, take practice tests. Practice test is literally going to be the best thing that you can do for yourself, along with the prep courses and the books. Literally taking that test is going to do it, because it's not a simple PEMDAS type formula for the test. What you want to be able to do is master your timing. If you can, train yourself to read faster. You're going to want to learn different tips as far as reading faster and reading without having to read the entire passage. You want to get the meat out of it and leave the bones, I would say. And that's pretty much it. It's no real 1, 2, 3 step that I can tell you and you'll automatically pass it. You're gonna have to do the due diligence. You have to do the work, yes. And it's conquerable.
Yes, it will pay off in the end. It may seem a little overwhelming at first, but if you give it your all and you really use that time management, it will pay off. And now we will discuss how to have a social life and still maintain good grades. First, you need to resist temptations. You cannot attend every single party. There will be many functions going on campus. You may want to hang out with your friends, but you must prioritize and just say no. If you know you have a test coming up, you know you need to study, because again, you do not want to fail, so you definitely need to study. So just prioritize and just say no. Go to your room, go to the library, and study instead of attending that party.
Also, use your resources. Resources can come in a lot of different ways. Like I stated, I've been in a fraternity, so my resources are a little wide. I can reach out to previous frat brothers that have maybe taken that class, if they can give me tips about it. But that goes for anybody. You literally have to use word of mouth. The Black Student Union was definitely important, pivotal for me, getting the resources that I needed. And by that I would say, like, you can literally just ask somebody in the group chat, like, hey, has anybody taken this class before? Give me some, pointers on it. Do you have old notes, old assignments? You definitely want to use old tests. You want to know how the professor was before you even take the class. I know they have like ratemyprofessor.com. Utilize that. Ask other friends, family, whoever, if they've heard about this professor, because the Rate My Professor online, that definitely is helpful. But if you can speak to someone who's had that professor, that's just, all the more better for like a word of mouth appraisal of that person. And prioritize, definitely. There will be many social functions literally every week. Plan them out. There's sometimes functions going on during the week. Maybe you can skip a few because deep down that you have something to do. Like, your end goal is graduating from college, whether that's 4 or 5 years or however long it takes you to do it, because it's not traditional. It doesn't have to be. So as long as you get to the finish line and graduate, that's really all that matters. Have your own goals, but do know that if you don't go to a party this weekend or this Tuesday because you have a major assignment or a major exam the next day, it's okay,
And the most important thing is, do not give up on yourself. Like my brother just mentioned, it could take you 5, 6, 7 years to graduate, sometimes even 10. The number does not matter. What I learned about being in college is that college is not a race, it's a journey. And as long as you make it to your finished goal, then that's all that matters. I don't care if you're 50 years old crossing that stage. You wanted to cross that stage and you did it. It doesn't matter how long it took. What matters is that you did it. So do not give up on yourself. You may have to repeat a class or two. It's okay. Now you know how that professor is. You have notes. You have a second chance to get it right. You will always have another chance, as long as you wake up another day. You will always have another chance to start over. So never, ever, ever give up on yourself. Thank you for watching the video on how to study. I hope that these tips really help you and that you'll be able to ace all of your classes and do well. Please like the video and don't forget to subscribe.
Click that